Hey, today's going to be a really small video. Most of you must know how to change a single light or a backup light or whatever on a Hummer. So today, for the few that are wondering how to do it and which type of light for the single light is the proper one, any 3157 will do the job. Usually they all got pretty much the same numbers, Silver Star or any other company. There's no preference. It's the only one I found at the store, so that's the one I'm going to install. And the only thing you need to do is to remove that screw over there and the screw at the bottom. So just be careful. I can see the previous owner kind of stripped them, so I'll make sure to use the proper Phillips. And what I mean by Phillips, it's the star-shaped screwdrivers. You know, those ratchet screwdrivers can be really easy to find, and they're really cheap. I think I got this one for like nine bucks. Always useful to have in your garage. You got a big set of tools, and you got that little thing that can hang out in a cabinet or something like that. Usually I use them, I just keep them either in the side panels or whatever. So yeah, so what I'll do, I'll just unscrew the first one and the second one, and we'll move to the next step. So what I did, I removed the top screw and the bottom one, and I kept both screws on this container. I know I say that often, and I may be repeating myself. Try not to lay your bolts around near the bumper, because if it falls down there, it's going to be a pain in the ass to remove them, right? So okay, so once you remove those two screws, usually all lights are attached in the same way, whatever the model it is. If you got two screws or two brackets that you need to unscrew, you'll see that on the other side, usually you'll get pins. On this proper model, the only thing that can attach it, as you can see, it's already there we go. So what happened, you either got two pins connected forwards, towards the vehicle, towards the front, or you're going to have two pins that holds it that side. On this model, it's connected towards the body like this. And other models, you may have to remove, no, I'm not talking about the Hummers, I'm talking about any other type of vehicle. You may have to remove the side panel, then access the screws or the pins. So once you remove those two bolts for the Hummer, you'll need with both hands to grab it from up here and at the bottom with your hands and try to pull it straight. And the reason for that is because up here you don't have really anything that's in the way, but at the bottom, that little plastic part, you see there's a little lip, and on my model the bumper is a bit downward, right? So mine got into an accident. This was, I don't know if you can see that was all bubbled up, so it pulled it downward. So you may have to really pull and try to lift it at the same time to skip the little lip of plastic that's in the bottom. So with both hands, we'll grab the light and pull it backward. Now I'll try to do it with one hand, and there we go, and there. The wire is not too long, so just be careful not to drop it. You don't want to snap your wires. Like I always say, old wires have a tendency to break easily. And now we're good to unscrew the proper light. So for a single light, brake light, single light, park light, they're all situated and located at the top one. That is the long wire right there. For the reverse light, it's the one at the bottom. It's a specific bulb. So when you look for 3157, it's going to say park brake, brake light, and single light. There's going to be the three of them, right? So just be wary of that when you're trying to change your lights. And there we go. So usually we just need to twist it counterclockwise and pull it out. Now I'm going to have a problem with one hand. So what I'll do, I'll keep twisting it and explain after. There we go. So the only thing you have to do is twist it, and you'll see it's going to block. And it's pretty much that angle, right? From being completely straight to like that 45-degree angle. And then you just really swiftly, what I want to say, move it slowly, and you'll be able to remove the bolt. From there, it's pretty easy. You can actually put your fingers on the bolt and pull it out. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, so we'll be right back again. So there, so I removed the old bolt, and as you can see, it's pretty much the same. Always take a second to compare them just to make sure that everything's fine. It's not a problem of packaging and whatnot. And as you can see, there's 2 pins at the bottom, and if you flip it around, it's the same pattern on both sides. So don't worry on the way you put them. Just make sure you put them straight. So when you look at the back of the locator, wow, I'm mispronouncing today. When you look inside the bracket itself, just take a look at your pins to see if they're looking good and not too much corrosion, and those looks proper. If you see a lot of corrosion in it or dirt, you remember those cleaner that I used to clean the map sensor and the throttle body? You can use the cleaner for the map sensor. It's going to do the same job, and same thing with the I think that was the electric cleaner, the small can I had. So pretty much that's it. Just slide it back in, put it back in, clip it, and reinstall the whole thing straight, and it should do the job. Just so that you guys know, sometimes it may happen that the plastic kind of shrink over time. I'm trying to do a focus here. Yes, there we go. So for this bulb right now, it is pretty tight. For those 2 grooves, I'm pretty fine. But when I try to install where is the large one right there, it seems pretty stiff. So what you'll need to do is just take a sandpaper or a line and a filing and try to file it down just a bit until it's kind of snug. On some models it does happen, it's really stiff. As you can see, it was really hard for me to remove it. It may be related to the fact that the previous bolt burned down. Maybe it warped the plastic itself from the heat when it shorted. Don't know why, but it can happen. If that happened, like I'm telling you, just make sure to try to sand the proper one. Put it square in it. If you can push it in, good enough. Just like I'm saying, be careful not to break the wires. And on that, make sure if you put a force on it, put it from the top and not to the side where the wire are. So what I'll do, I'll line it down and we'll move to the next step. So once you install the bulb, as you can see, there's actually a little notch, and that's gonna help you out to know exactly which one, which angle you're supposed to put the bulb. So when you look at it, there is the 3 notches, the large one and the 2 small ones. So you just have to align the large one, that is at the bottom part right there, with that notch and put it in. But before doing so, what we need to do, and I suggest everybody to do that, because since it's all removed, put your key on, put your signal light on, and make sure it works. At the same time, what you can do, since the truck is on, the light should, like this one, be on. The park light's supposed to light up, and the park light is lighting up. So that means it is properly installed, and we can put everything in it. So on that, that's the end of this video. Like I said just earlier, I hope this helped you out, and if you already know it, well, it's a little refresh, I guess. Better than nothing. So alright guys, see you around.